Good morning. My name is Daniel Ragsdale, and I'm a representative of Team Canada. Today, I will be giving a briefing on IT operations and risk management with regards to software development. As a quick overview on what we'll be going through today, I'll be talking through the business case for software development, as well as different options for software development methodologies. We will provide a solution that we think is best for the 5i Economic Summit. Additionally, we will go through the organizational impact and some success factors to make all this possible. So the software development business case includes optimized development, increased security, and operational excellence. Optimized development will be facilitated by a sense of unity and standardization for the software development methodology that we propose later on in this presentation. Additionally, security will be increased, which will involve including and integrating security into the DevOps cycle that already exists at the 5i Global Economic Summit. Finally, because the applications and products that the software development teams create using our proposed methodology, we will hopefully achieve operational excellence. So in this part of the presentation, I'm going to go through the different alternatives for the software development. The 5 I have here on the slide are the ones that we'll be talking through, as well as some of their pros and cons. So the one I want to start with is the waterfall method. It's a traditional kind of predictive type of planning and software development methodology to use. It is somewhat rigid in its implementation. In fact, it's actually difficult to go right or left through the phases once you've completed a phase. So some of the pros of this method are that it's popular for in large environments like ours, and some of the cons are that, like I said, a phase, once you achieve a phase, you can only go back one phase. So it's difficult to incorporate changes and customer feedback into the software as you're developing it. Now, on the other side of the coin, we have the agile software development method, which is great when you don't actually understand the full functionality or all the requirements haven't been gathered when the project started, right? So agile incorporates customer feedback throughout the development process, and there's a lot of different kind of collaborative and really agile team building exercises and team concepts that come into play with agile. So some of the pros or benefits of the agile method are that it does have a low cost associated with incorporating changes, and it does place a large emphasis on incorporating customer input. Some of the cons are that because you are constantly incorporating customer input, it makes it difficult to meet certain goals at times, and it's not great for long-term projects. Now, the Scrum development methodology is similar to the Agile methodology. In fact, it's a type of Agile software development. It has similar cons in that it's fast to market and there's lower cost. Additionally, there's increased transparency and adaptability as well as flexibility, which is necessary, again, when you're incorporating customer feedback throughout the entire process. Now, some of the drawbacks of the Scrum software development methodology include just a lack of training for our members here at the 5i Global Economic Summit, and it's difficult to fully incorporate Scrum when you have larger projects for larger enterprises. It works best with small teams. Now, the spiral method is kind of a combination of the waterfall and the iterative nature of agile methodologies. So you're going to go through the different phases, right? And then similar to the waterfall, in that you don't go forward or back. But then once you complete a cycle, then you'll actually go through it again, incorporating customer feedback the second time. And you'll go over and over and over again until you get to that final product. Now, the pros of this method are that it does place an emphasis on risk avoidance and minimizes project risk, but it's not ideal for situations where the functionality of the application or service to be delivered has priority over implementation, or where resource consumption is a priority, right? Now, the last methodology I want to talk about is called the Rapid Application Development, or RAD model. This one focuses on user feedback similar to the Agile methodology and fast delivery. It allows for creating high quality systems with a low investment cost. Now, there's a couple of different phases that are involved in the rapid deployment methodology. In fact, there's 5. However, what I really want to focus on here is the pros, right? So the benefits of this methodology are that it outlines the requirements for the customer, as well as creates reusable program objects, which may be used in conjunction with the waterfall method, which essentially means that you try to automate a lot of it, whether it's the testing or reusing code libraries to enable fast development and delivery of high quality systems, which again gives us a low investment cost. Now, some of the cons of, or I guess really the main con of this methodology is that prototypes may need to be developed and redeveloped and tweaked until all the customer requirements are met. The solution that Team Canada proposes for the 5i Economic Summit is the Rapid Application Deployment model, rather, the RAD model. The reasons are because we are able to develop products quickly and deliver them quickly. Throughout multiple iterations, we can actually incorporate that customer feedback and get to a optimized product within our development shops. In addition to that, there's a low investment cost. Now we'll talk through some of kind of what the requirements are for implementation of this model as we go forward. But we as a team identified how this will actually be implemented in our organization. So the schedule is listed here outright with the bottom 3 bullet points, but we anticipate that if we were to begin right now in the first quarter, right, of 2023, by the next quarter, half of our new software development projects could be using the RAD development methodology. And then by the next year's 5i Economic Summit in 2024, right, we will have our whole organization, between the developers, engineers, cybersecurity teams, and administrators, all working in conjunction to fully embrace the RAD model. So the organizational impact of implementing the RAD model are all these things that we have listed here on the left. So when we talk about risk to the organization, we have to look at our vulnerabilities and our threats. Now, the threats are relatively easy to understand, right? We have malicious cyber actors, advanced persistent threats, nation-state actors, cyber criminals, who all have the intent and capability to negatively impact our organization. Now, what takes a little bit more time, or I guess just is a different line of effort, right, is to identify where our vulnerabilities are. And so with the RAD model, we will be able to conduct more thorough software development methodology in identifying and mitigating software-based vulnerabilities. Because software-based vulnerabilities are all over the MITRE attack matrix as potential attack vectors for initial access, for lateral movement, for persistence, and we hope to shore up some of those vulnerabilities as we implement this model and really get a tight control on our software development processes. Additionally, we want to incorporate a DevSecOps mindset. What's that mean? Well, it means we take development, security, and operations and put them all into one, right? So that means that we are going to be able to integrate our development teams with security personnel as well as operational IT personnel, such as our administrators, to ensure that throughout the entire RAD process, We are developing software that's functional, that's secure, and that meets all of our organizational standards. Some of the tangible benefits are that our applications will ideally run faster, right? Our time to develop things will be lessened, and that will save us money. So those are some tangible benefits. Some intangible benefits include things such as our reputation for having secure applications and for having lower risk levels, which will facilitate, again, that feeling of security and collaboration which the 5i Economics Summit hopes to achieve. Some of the success factors, or I guess factors that our success depend on, are both vertical and horizontal buy-in. This means we need senior management, operational administrators, and users to all buy in. We need everybody to have rapid application deployment on their mind, and they need to be behind it. So that means we're going to need training. We're going to need time to get spun up and become experts on the RAD software development models. With that as well, we'll need to make sure that the products that we're delivering using the RAD model are what they need to be. So we'll need adequate testing. In addition to that, we'll need auditing to ensure that we are meeting the requirements both internal to our organization and external. And finally, we need to foster a culture of change and foster a culture of development, security, and operations to ensure that the adoption of the RAD model is a success. And that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any member of the Team Canada staff. And if you can't find us after the meeting, or if you have any questions later on the day, please feel free to email us. Thank you. And here is a list of our references.